Okay, so this is going to be a very short video about JasmyCoin, and in it, I'm going to tell you what is happening in this space and are we still bullish, and if we are going to have a move on the upside, what can be the likely target for it. So with that said, hi everyone, welcome back. I hope you're having a great time with your family and loved ones, and as per usual, I need to tell you in JasmyCoin, we should consider two different possibilities. Scenario number one is the bullish scenario that suggests we are having a starting from the lowest low down here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave up into a wave 1. This is a correction structure down into our wave 2, and after our correction is over, or maybe it's over already, we are going to answer that in today's video. We're going to have a decent move up into wave 3 and 4 and 5, and basically according to this possibility, the bottom is going to be yen. What about the other scenario, which is going to be the bearish one? According to that possibility, odds are that in here we are having a correction up and not an impulse, and it might be a WXY, but there's a problem with that scenario. You see, I'm finding it for now at least a bit hard to say from here in Jasmy we are going to have a move down in order to take this low all the way down here about, let's say, 1.8 cents. Why is that? Because this whole move on the downside in JasmyCoin to me does seem like slow and choppy, which is a characteristic of a correction and not an impulse. So what's the point that I'm trying to make? I'm trying to tell you, for now at least, I'm going to give the advantage to the bullish possibility, suggesting we are going to have at least another move on the upside in JasmyCoin. So that's why for now I'm going to remain a bit more optimistic than pessimistic. Now, what about this short-term move on the upside? You see, let's just hide everything first. Okay, as you can see in this move down, if I just mark the low of this move, there we go, we have taken these two lows. So if you want to say from this point to about the lowest low we are having a correction, now you have to say we are having a correction to about this point, and I don't think that this is going to remain as an ABC anymore, and instead it might be like some sort of a WXY. For now, let's just say to about here we had a correction structure. Now this is a bit of a challenge. Why is that? I'm having quite a hard time finding a solid impulsive structure in this area, and for example, you can argue this is an impulse, but if you want to say this is a wave 1, this is a correction for wave 2, excuse me, let's just do it again. Okay, where is going to be our wave 3 and 4 and 5? Are we going to say maybe the end of this point is going to be the end of our wave 3 and then correction for 4, another move up into wave 5? Well, okay, according to this possibility, for our wave 3, what are the subwaves for it? Are you going to say this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave up, something like this? Which in this case, unfortunately, I'm here to tell you we cannot actually argue this thing because we are clearly having overlapping of the waves between wave 2 and 4, which for subwaves of a wave 3, it is definitely not allowed. So you see, to me, this seems like still a correction structure. So what's the play in here? I'm going to tell you, in Jasmy, we may soon see a move on the downside, something like this, in order to get quite close to around these lows, maybe even take them, and then I'm going to count on a solid move on the upside, which the bare minimum target for it is going to be taking the highest high in this area about, let's say, 2.7 cents. So this can be, I guess, an impulsive structure on the upside, but from my point of view, this seems quite a bit more like a correction, and I think we may have one more move on the downside and then a very solid bounce back. Now, if we're going to have another move up, what's the target for it going to be? Well, in terms of classic TA, meaning support and resistances, we are having a cluster of very important resistances all the way up here, somewhere around 2.8 to about 3 cents. So that's why I want to argue, in case that in Jasmy we want to get a move up, we are going to reach at least to about this area, and then what is going to happen from this point moving on, I'm not really sure at the moment, and I don't think that I need to be unnecessarily bullish. No, let's get this phase on the upside, and then we are going to make new videos and see what is happening in this region, and can we still be optimistic, or maybe something else is going to happen. Also, in terms of classic trends, if you remember in the previous videos, when we didn't have the recent move down right in here, I was saying, look, in Jasmy, we can argue that this is going to be a wedge structure right in here. However, now I'm going to say this is probably a descending channel. And if you do not want to be involved in any kind of short-term price action, you're probably better off waiting a bit more and see a move up in order to get a break of the channel, which at the same time, coincidentally, the higher band of this channel is actually around this important region. And then what we want to see is a pullback and then a continuation of the move up in order to take this side. And at that point, I'm sure a lot of people are going to say, oh, look, in JasmyCoin, we are having a solid head and a shoulder structure, and the target according to this pattern from here is going to be about, let's say, like 5.2 to about 5.5 cents area, which means we are probably going to take the higher side in this region around, let's say, 5.8 to 6 cents. But again, for now, it's a bit too soon to talk about that kind of bullish possibility. In like very short term, let's just focus on the current move, which I do think it might be on the downside, and then the next bounce back and see what are the waves in here going to look like. And I hope I explained everything well and you understood what is going on in JasmyCoin. Anyway, if you found any value in my content, I would really appreciate if you like this video and consider subscribing to my channel and follow me on Twitter. And if you want more, maybe you want a complete analysis for your own specific crypto, or maybe you want to learn some decent TA in order to be able to make good money in the markets, you can become a member and ask me anything you want. And until the next video, I hope you have a wonderful time with your family and loved ones. Goodbye.